Hello, science enthusiasts, and welcome once again to another episode of This Month in Science. My name is Nicholas.
And I'm Ryan. Today, we'll bring you stories regarding a variety of topics, including chemistry, physiology, astronomy, and health science.
Let's start with the discovery made at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, where NASA scientists have uncovered what some Earthlings might call a second moon. On April 27, 2016, the University of Hawaii's Institute for Astronomy discovered an asteroid that is in a semi-orbit around Earth using the Pan-STARRS-1 asteroid survey telescope on top of the Haleakala volcano in Hawaii. Since then, it has been designated as Asteroid 2016 H03, and its size has been estimated to be somewhere between 40 and 100 meters. It is actually orbiting the Sun, the same as the Earth, but it is heavily influenced by our planet's gravitational field. Paul Chodas, manager of NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, says that because it loops around Earth but never ventures far away as we both rotate around the Sun, it is technically referred to as a quasi-satellite of Earth. It has been locked onto Earth for almost a century and will continue to act as a companion to our planet for centuries to come.
Bizarre things are being discovered not just in outer space, but here on solid ground as well. In an effort to discover new chemicals to be used in pharmaceuticals, UAB chemical ecologists Dr. James McClintock and Dr. Charles Amsler, as well as University of South Florida's chemical ecologist Dr. Bill Baker, are researching the toxins of Antarctic invertebrates. The close-knit team has solved the chemical structures of some 24 compounds and tested about 1,000 compound extracts from sponges, algae, and other marine organisms over the years. Two organic molecules in particular have shown promising. One, a protein from a type of Antarctic red algae that is active against the H1N1 flu virus, and the other, a smaller molecule that may be useful to combat melanoma skin cancer. In May of 2016, another useful compound was found to fight off MRSA infections caused by a type of staph bacteria. In lab tests, the compound, named darwinolide by the researchers, killed 98% of MRSA cells. McClintock says that the next step is to synthesize darwinolide in the lab in an effort to eventually help save the lives of tens of thousands of people worldwide.
Sounds like a cold job extracting chemicals from organisms down in Antarctica. I find it one of the most interesting aspects of research at UAB.
Me too. Not only does it sound exciting, it has the potential to save lives and improve health science.
Definitely a great combination. Well, next, let's take a look at what a paleontologist from the Denver Museum of Nature and Science has been up to. Everyone knows that turtles mainly use their shells for protection against predators. Some, like box turtles, can even retreat all the way inside their shells. However, a new study by an international group of paleontologists suggests that the broad-ribbed protoshell on the earliest shelled fossil turtles was initially an adaptation not for protection, but for burrowing underground. Just as feathers did not originally evolve for flight, so too did protection turn into a secondary use for turtle shells. The shape of the shell comes from the way the ribs are situated on turtles. No other animals have this much of an alteration to rib anatomy because it impedes locomotion and breathing, but a breakthrough from South Africa tells us that ancient turtles from the Permian period used this trait to escape the intense African heat. Part of the thanks for the discovery goes to Dr. Tyler Lyson, a paleontologist at Denver, Colorado, and lead author of the article titled Fossorial Origin of the Turtle Shell, released July 15.
Two teams of researchers, one from Lomonosov Moscow State University and the other from the Institute of Polymer Research in Dresden, Germany, collaborated to find a molecule that could allow the creation of organic computers. Specifically, a derivative of 3-radiolene, a molecule actually known to scientists for nearly 30 years, can be used to create organic semiconductors, potentially giving rise to so-called organic computers sometime in the foreseeable future. Its effects become useful to science when added to a semiconducting polymer, which subsequently increases in electrical conductivity by a large factor. Organic electronics is a relatively new field in science, only about 15 to 20 years old. Its advantage over standard silicon-based electronics is that it is lighter and thinner, more flexible, more transparent, and much cheaper. Because of the lack of experimentation and research, silicon electronics are still far superior. but this new discovery provides a solid next step in making applications to solar cells, light-emitting devices, field effect transistors, and much more.
When I think of the term organic electronics, a pulsating, fleshy computer comes to mind.
Well, that's certainly quite the mental image. I don't think that's exactly what we have to look forward to.
Hopefully not. Well, for our final story of the month, we'll come back to UAB, where researchers in the Center for Injury Sciences have been studying the harmful effects of laundry detergent pods. Thomas Swain, UAB research assistant and first author of a study looking at injuries caused by laundry pod detergents, can tell us that pod detergents alone have caused 9,814 cases of injury in the U.S., 94% of which were in children ages 5 or younger. First marketed in the United States in 2011, pods contain highly concentrated detergent encapsulated in a water-soluble membrane. The capsule is made of polyvinyl alcohol, and the detergent varies with a blend of anionic detergents, non-ionic detergents, propylene glycol, and ethanol. The main cause of injury is poisoning, and they may cause contact dermatitis or skin rashes. Swain and his colleagues say the current study is the first to compare injury rates between pod and non-pod detergents through analysis of emergency department visits, so it more accurately describes the increased risk of severe injury in the form of poisoning than does previous research. The study also tells researchers that besides causing more injuries in young children, cases of eye injuries were also greater for pod detergents than for non-pod detergents, and that small children were also more likely to consume pods because of their bright colors and small size. Swain says that a greater effort should be made to appropriately educate the public about the dangers of laundry detergents so a safe home environment can be established.
I never knew that detergents cause so many problems to children.
Me either, but I'm glad someone noticed so that awareness can be raised. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Ryan. We'll see you next time on This Month in Science.